Hey guys, want to welcome you back to the Sensu Pop channel. This week's deck profile was supposed to be shown last week, however I decided to take the deck and use the European online tournament that happened over the last weekend to play test it, to give it a go. Didn't do well though, but I think that's more of a player skill problem than a deck problem. That's why I still decided to feature this deck, because maybe you will have better results with it. So see you guys after the short intro, alright? Hey guys, I want to welcome you back from the intro. We will be talking about my coolest deck profile today. It is a Mew archetype, however, Mew itself is the secondary win con. The first win con is actually being aggro, but while we are being aggressive, trying to bring our opponent's life total down to 0, we will make them discard from their deck into the drop area, and hopefully some of the important cards goes into their drop area so that they will not be able to draw it. So that is the idea here, and if your opponent tries to play the long game, good luck to him. It's not gonna happen because you are gonna meal him out. So you have 2 win cons. That is why I want to play this deck. Let's talk about the leader Kula. Very long text. Let me summarize it for you. Every time you attack, you get to draw 1. Every single time also your opponent's battle cards power gets minus, they have to meal 1. And he has also, during your opponent's turn, when their battle cards power gets decreased by a effect of your battle cards. It has to be your battle cards, it cannot be extra card or your leader's ability or unison card. Battle card, you get to draw 1, and he is untap 1 and draw 1 leader. So what does he do when he awakens? He is exactly the same when he awakens, except for one big difference. The difference is now his card drawing once per turn doesn't have to be your opponent's turn. So during your turn, if you decreases one of your opponent's battle card with a effect of your battle card, you get to draw that additional one. Alright, so basically that's that. Let's talk about the first battle card that we will be playing. It's the very beautiful, the most beautiful SPR in Series 9, Kula Tyrannical Assault. Double strike, 20k, arrival red and blue. You tap on red, he comes out. When he comes out, your opponent meals 1, and you choose 2 of your opponent's battle card, minus 10k, ignoring barrier. So that is really good. So your opponent's meals 3 if your opponent has like 2 battle cards on board. What if your opponent has 2 battle cards and it has what do you call that, barrier, and then they are like 20k? You can loop this effect with combo attack Kula, because activate battle, you can tap 1 blue, bring Kula Tyrannical Assault back into your hands, tap 1 red, play him again, and additionally minus 10k each from their cards. So if your opponent has 20k, 2 battle cards that are 20k with barrier or without barrier, your opponent needs to meal 6 with this combo. It is 3 costs, it is a lot, but that's it. He is really good though, because once per turn, when this card attacks or is attack, you get to choose 1 red and blue multicolor card in your drop area, and then you can combo with it. So when he swings, you could take something from the drop area and then you combo with it, and you could arrival something just from this guy every single time he attacks or he doesn't attack. That's really good value. So that's meal 1 with very aggro option, 20k double strike. Of course, with Kula, we are going to be playing with some Frieza clan card, Frieza Death Embrace. For 1 cost, you play him, you get to draw a card, and activate battle, you get to tap 1. It is not once per turn, so you can tap this as many times as you want. You get to choose one of your opponent's leader card or battle card, and it gets minus 10k for the duration of the battle, not turn battle. So that is kind of keeping it in check, because to finish your opponent, you have to just tap everything and just minus everything that at that battle, so you cannot space it out throughout the turn. So this is kind of balanced in that way. However, it is still very strong, because coupled with your leader's ability, if your leader is unawakened, when your opponent swing during his turn, you tap 1 because it is your opponent's turn, and it is your battle card. You get to draw 1 card and minus 10k, and your opponent meals. You tap 1 more, your opponent meals. You tap 1 more, your opponent meals. And during your turn, you tap and your opponent meals. And if it's your if your leader is awakened, your opponent, you get to draw an additional 1 card. Really good card. you want him in your starting hands. We are going to be playing with Cooler Clan Avenger. Is he a expensive card? He is rather expensive. I think he is around like 13 USD, 11 to 13 USD right now. I would say that get this card if you guys can afford this. However, you can play this deck without the card. It's not that good because it's not their theme, but it can be done if you want to. Cooler Clan Avenger Barrier, what do you get for 2 cores and that amount of money that you drop in? When you play this card, you get to choose one of your opponent's battle card. It gets -15, not ignoring barrier, so you just -15. And also, if your leader card is a Frieza Clan card, at the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent has to meal 1. So together with Cooler Revenge, when you play this card, you get to -15, so your opponent meals 1, and because when your leader is awakened, you get to draw 1 card. So that's that, and he has barrier 15k, he stays on the board, and the thing is, if your opponent doesn't take care of him at the end of your opponent's turn, they have to meal 1. So he has a continuous meal effect when you play him. So we're going to talk about some Frieza card, and this is a new card, Frieza Colossus Dynamo. This is what inspires me to take the deck out for a spin. Is he a good card? I think he is okay, but with the combo that I'm going to show you, that's why this is when this card becomes good. Red and blue, you need to tap 2. I would argue that's a little bit too much. When this card is played, your opponent meals 2, and additionally you get to choose one of your opponent's battle card, and it plays and it gets -5k for the turn. So your opponent meals 3 together with the Cooler's ability. For red and blue, it's a little bit too much. He is also a blocker. However, if you have Mutable Menace, which is an extremely good card in my opinion, very expensive at the same time. However, he is really worth your money, I think so. If you can afford the financial investment and you really love the Frieza swap engine, this is a card that maybe you want to think about investing. Activate main, you get to tap 1 red, you place this card into your drop area, and you get to play a red and blue or blue Frieza that is 3 costs, and then you play it. So this guy can come out at 1 energy if you have this card in your hands. So when he comes out, your opponent meals 3, you draw 1, and then you tap 1 red, you get to choose these 2 cards and send it into their warp. This card in your battle area, this card in your drop area, send it to warp, and you get to play a Frieza that is 5 costs from your hand. So a 5 cost Frieza can come out in just 1 turn with just 2 energy. Full powered Frieza, 100% overdrive, triple strike. This guy is insane. He is a 30k triple striker, and when this card attacks, you get to choose all of your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier, and they get -30k for the duration of the turn. His second auto is what makes it even crazier. When the power of if he is on the board, when the power of one of your opponent's battle card is decreases, your opponent places the 2 cards, additional 2 cards from the top of the deck into the drop area. That means if your opponent has 2 cards, 2 battle cards that get decreased by this card, your opponent meals 1, 2, 3, 4 from this ability, and then additional 2 from your leader's ability, 6. And your opponent swings, and then you maybe is that all you got? You -15k from 2 of your opponent's battle card when this guy is around. Your opponent has to meal 2 from a leader's ability, and because this card is on the board, your opponent meals additional 2. 4, because this is a 2-2. However, there is a way to bring him out also. There's a secondary way. So if you're not going to if you're not planning to put in the financial investment to get the championship card, this is another way. Frieza no introduction, when you can tap 2, counter the attack, and then you can tap 3, play this card on top of him. So this is a good alternative because you get to be defensive at the same time, and if this card stays on the board, this card comes out at 3 energy, which is just 1 less. Pretty good. It's still 1 turn. So yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to talk about my Unison choices. So these are choices, but they are not chosen. The first one is Vegeta Elite Unison. When this card attacks, you get to add 1 marker, and you choose one of your opponent's battle card and it gets -5k. So pretty good because it -5k from your opponent, so your opponent has to meal. Unfortunately, you don't draw because he is a Unison card, right? The second one is that Gotenks Unison of Rage. He gets a +1 that you choose 1 card from choose up to 1. You don't have to do it. and then you add it into your hands. The reason why I choose the both of them, I was thinking about the both of them, it's because they are 2 costs. Vegeta helps with the milling, because once per turn you get to choose one of your opponent's battle card, and then it gets minus 5k. Not enough to kill it, but enough to mill it. But Gotenks Unison of Rage, it helps you to self-awaken. You kind of draw more when your leader is awakened. That is why I thought about, hey, maybe playing Gotenks might be good, because it helps you to awaken while being a Unison card at the same time. However, the main reason why I was thinking about this 2 card is specifically because they are 2 costs. I really want to play this card in my deck. So Frieza Fair Weather Fiend. So double strike 20k. He comes out 2 energy if your leader is red and you have a Unison card that is specified 2 costs in your battle on your field, right? And what does he do? He is good because of his auto. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a counter skill, counterplay, counterattack, counterplay, you get to choose one of their battle card, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 30k for the turn. So every time when he comes out, your opponent negates or your opponent counterplays, you clear something from their board, and then they get to mill one and you get to draw one, because this guy is a battle card. So effects from a battle card, your leader you get to draw. Yep, so that is the reason why. However, I decided to go with Shin Shenrong Unison of Calamity, because he is just too good. So I forgo Fair Weather Fiend to play this card. Activate main, you get to choose 2 of your opponent's battle card and get minus 15k power for the turn, and your red card can attack your opponent's battle card in active mode, your leader, and it's a red card. It doesn't care whether it's a Unison or battle card or stuff, any red card can do it. And his minus 2, look at your opponent's hands and you get to choose one of your battle card with 25k power or less from it, and then you discard it. Pretty good, and it gets minus 15k too, so your opponent needs to mill 2 when he activates the +1, and he is a 20k, so he is very difficult to get rid of. At the same time, we will be playing something very expensive too, unfortunately, but against this current meta, he is required. His effect, activate main, you tap 2, you discard this card from your hands, you choose one of your opponent's battle card, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 25k, so you get to mill 1, and because this is the effect of your battle card, you get to mill 1 if your leader is awakened. The reason why this card is very good, it's because you don't have to play him. You activate main, you discard him, and then you get the effect. That means he cannot be affected by counterplay. So if your opponent is playing Invoco and the Vegeta is on the board, and he has things like, what is that? The Royal Condemnation that kind of counterplays something, you could play this card and then minus your opponent's Vegeta, just like that. And then you get to draw a card. And your opponent has to mill 1. Alright, and we will also be playing Black Smoke Eternal Evil. Needed? Yes. For swag? Yes. No. Needed? No. For swag? Yes. Is it nice to have in the deck? Yes, because of his second ability, you send the top 7 cards of your opponent's deck to their warp, so you mill 7, and then you get to draw 2 cards. So this is my deck profile, so I'm gonna give a honorable mention over here. This is something that I have to take out, but I feel so bad for taking him out, but at the same time, he needs to be taken out because he is so good to being good. Kinko, Astra, Tyrant. So I thought about putting their daddy into the game itself. The problem with this guy is that he is 6 cost. 25k dual attack. When you play this card, your opponent mills 5. So I thought about ending the game, tap 6 and he comes out, but no. It's 6 energy, you can either use it to defend or play something better. 6 energy, it's really too much just to play in this deck. If you are blue, maybe, but you're not blue, so you don't have dimensional magic to untap your energy, so he is very tough to play. If he is at 5 energy would be good, but 6 it's a little bit too much, yeah, because 5 energy, he is a good substitute for your Shenrong, for the SCR, right? Your SCR mills 7, but maybe if you don't want to pay for the SCR, mill 5. But this is 6 energy, it costs more than Shenrong, and you don't get the draw tool, and it mills 5 less, and it is it can be, your opponent can counterplay this guy, so yeah, not too good. Yeah, so I hope you like the deck profile, and yeah, drop me a like, subscribe, and comment. Really love all of your comments. See you guys in the next video. Right, ciao.